Shalom elect. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Ephraim. Today's date is June 11th, 2021, and we're on the eve of another Shabbat, and I hope everyone is having a blessed day. Obviously, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you were blessed to see yet another day, and all praises due to the Most High, Ahayabah Yeshem, Yeshua HaMashiach, Baruch Atah Adonai, for now and forever. Now today is going to be somewhat of a continuation of the lesson I did last week on our dietary laws, because this is something I'm very passionate about. All right, so before I even get into it, it's going to be, I got a lot to unpack, okay? Health is wealth, all right? That's an understatement, especially as we get older and being our so-called Negroes or African Americans especially. Now you might want to get something to write with and a piece of paper to jot some of this stuff down, as I'm going along. Or of course, you can always, go back and pick out, what you need and want from the lesson. But I decided to do this lesson today because there's so much more I want to cover, in terms of just how important it is. And I'm going to go over some alternative ways for us to increase, like our immune health and just to kind of maximize our bodies, maximize our immune system, so ward off virtually any and everything, naturally, without having putting a bunch of medicine and stuff in our body or running to the doctor every time, something goes wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna cover that because I'm passionate about it. My grandfather died of prostate cancer, many years ago, and he's the one that taught me virtually everything I know as a man and what a man should be and what a man does and all that. So him dying of that kind of brought my awareness to it, because had he not died of prostate cancer, I would have had no idea how important prostate health is for men, particularly black men. And I say that because there are certain diseases that affect mostly black men or Negroes or African American, whatever you want to call us. That's our group, right? And I mean, I get it. As a man, you don't want to you don't want to go get no prostate check, whatever the case may be. But I mean, hey, is it that or maybe ultimately cancer or something? If you don't catch it in time. I mean, no man wants that. But I kind of look at it as a necessary evil. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of things. But like I said, just get something to write with, and 'cause I'm very passionate, about this. I'm going to deal with a lot of stuff that all races can really identify with, that they struggle with, obesity, being overweight, things of that nature. I'm going to really get into it. I don't know how I'm going to break it up, but I'm going to cover a lot of different things. So I don't really know what the first segment is going to be, but the general theme for today, my brothers and sisters, is the greatest wealth is definitely health. Okay. I don't know if I shared this with y'all, but I just recently lost someone that was, very close to me. We go way back, and we was kids. As we got older, we actually, we dated, off and on. We had a kind of weird relationship. We dated, but we were friends. But then when we dated, we found out that, we probably would be better just to stay friends, kind of thing. So, but anyway, she died of congestive heart failure. I mean, and she's the same exact age as me, and that hit me really hard. I don't know if I shared that with you all, but we're going to get into this. There's things we can do for our heart health to keep our heart strong. We're gonna get into all of that. All right. So that being said, you know how I do. Let's get it. All right, here we go. The greatest wealth is health. And when I think of this, I think of this, the scripture that comes to mind is, what does it profit a man to gain the world, yet lose his soul? I mean, come on, think about that, my people. You could have all the money in the world, right, and die tomorrow. What does it mean? What did that mean? You didn't take care of yourself, or not that, or you didn't have information to alternative ways to take care of yourself or to heal yourself, whatever the case may be. When I say that, I think of what comes to mind. That guy that started Apple. I think his name is Steve Steve Jobs, right? This guy died at the age of 56, man, of pancreatic cancer. At the time, he was worth like $10 billion, 56 years old, still relatively young. Now, I'm not going to say, because I don't want to come off, arrogantly or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you what I believe with every fiber of my being. I believe we have what we need in terms of knowledge with the Bible and everything to beat cancer, to beat any disease, to beat any virus, to beat anything. I believe that with everything in me. The problem is we don't have access to that alternative information. We're not raised like that. We're not, like I said, the way we were raised, and I touched on it last week, you get sick, first thing you do, we go to the doctor. Instead of opening up the Bible or, of course, now we got Google, so there's really no excuse to be ignorant. You can Google just about anything you need to know, anything you want to know. You want to Google alternative ways to heal yourself. You want to Google, holistic medicine, whatever it is that kind of gets you going. You have access to it now. There's no excuse, right? I touched on last week how the Most High gave us 120 years to live, right? But we don't get that 120 because of our diet. That's a big part of it. And of course, for the children of Israel, we all know how important our dietary laws are, right? But for those who hear the word law and get in the spirit of contention, let me just say it's not about law to you for your ears. It's more about being more conscious, especially as you get older, of the things that you consume. Okay, that's what it's about. Because what's real is that as you get older, we need more of certain vitamins. We need more of certain things, right? And that's a fact. Right? As we get older, we know that we need more calcium, right? To keep our bones strong. Because your bones tend to get, more and more brittle as you get older. And then you want to follow that up with that glucosamine, right? Taken in conjunction with the calcium, because that helps your mobility and your flexibility, right? Fiber. That's another thing that we need as we get older. When I was younger, you couldn't pay me to eat no doggone Raisin Bran. What? Man, check this out. You better get that out of my face. I'm all about the Fruit Loops and the Apple Jacks and the Frosted Flakes and all that, But let me tell you something. When you get upwards of 40 plus, and plus, especially when you get into that 50 realm, you're going to be wanting that Raisin Bran. You're going to be wanting that fiber. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be wanting that. Okay? Because guess what? As you get older, your eating habits change, as it should. Your desire to have and eat certain things change as you get older, right? You couldn't pay me to eat no Raisin Bran when I was a little kid, but as a full-grown adult man, 53 years old, let me get that Raisin Bran in the morning, cut a banana up in it, shit, I'm good to go, right? So I don't really do the milk, because milk is processed milk is not really good for you. So a nice alternative for that is to do the almond milk is a nice alternative for that, right? And that's just, and you have to be aware of that. As we get older, we need more of certain things, right? We can't continue eating the way we did when we was 19, 20, 21 and we in our 40s and 50s. Nah, our bodies ain't trying to hear that. No, you have to evolve with your body. All right? You be good to your body be good to you. I used to be a smoker. Oh man, I used to smoke them Newports like it wasn't nothing. I smoked for 20 years, straight up. And I'm telling you what happened. For me, my life-changing event as far as that is one day, I'm trying to give you a short version. I'm smoking my Newports, and my respiratory was just funny. It was just out of whack. I couldn't catch my breath. I'm like, what's going on? So I called my mom, like, hey mom, my breathing is funny, right? She was going on. She said, well, what you mean? I said, well, it's like I'm sitting and I can't, really catch my breath. So she said, well, maybe we should, go to the emergency room. So I said, well, I said, well, I want to see how I feel tomorrow. We always say that, we're going to see how I feel tomorrow, like it's going to be any different. And I said, well, I'm going to see how, how it feels tomorrow. And if I'm still feeling like this, then we'll go to the emergency. She said, well, I think we should go now. I said, nah, mom, I think it'll be cool. We go tomorrow. So anyway, we go, And we go to the emergency room with this young doctor. He tells me, asks me all these little questions, but I'm looking at this little young dude like really in my mind, and he tells me, oh, you're just having an anxiety attack. Anxiety? Dude, I'm not anxious about nothing. I'm good. So anyway, he sent me home. Go home, my mom looks at me, she goes, you gonna be okay? I'm like, yeah, I think it's good. And then she said, all right, well, call me if if it get worse, or whatever. So she dropped me off, but she's a concerned mom. She looking at me, I go in the house, close the door, and I walk to the top of the stairs because I was in the townhouse at the time. And when I got to the top of the stairs, I felt like I was about to pass out, right? So I called Mom, and I was like, Mom, I said, nah, something ain't right. I said, nah, my breathing, something ain't right, Mama, something ain't right. So she turned right back around, come get me. We go to another emergency room. Anyway, come to find out, y'all, I was having a bronchial asthma attack. I never even knew I had no doggone asthma. And here I am steady smoking on Newports all day, having a doggone bronchial asthma attack. I could have killed my little stupid behind. I didn't know. That's something I didn't know where that came from, because I had never been diagnosed as a child with having asthma or any kind of bronchial anything. So they gave me a Bluterol, gave me a breathing treatment. I was like, oh my God, I felt like a new man. So let me tell you something. After we left that hospital, went home. I had just bought a carton of Newports, right? Went home. That was it for me. I mean, don't nothing, come to my mind like not being able to take a breath. Like there's nothing worth my life, and I refused to let a bunch of cancer sticks take me out of here. So I came home. I got the carton of Newports, the rest of them, my lighters, my ashtrays, all that. Put it in a plastic bag, tied it up, threw it in the dumpster, and didn't look back. That was almost 15 years ago, and I ain't smoked one since. Cold turkey. I ain't did no patch, no none of that. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? That's when I quit cold turkey, smoking cigarettes. That's when I knew for sure that cigarette smoke was highly addictive. Because let me tell you something. That first week, y'all, man, I felt like a doggone crackhead or something, man. I'm up there rocking back and forth like Pookie, man, wanting to get a cigarette. I'm like, and I didn't like that feeling. I mean, I'm laughing now, I could laugh now, but it was not funny. I did not like that feeling. I didn't like the fact that it made me feel like I was a drug addict, wanting, like my body was craving this nicotine, this drug, right? So that made me even more determined not to smoke. So then I prayed to the Most High to help me through, because I'm a very strong man. I'm very strong-minded, but I prayed to the Most High to help get me through, take me over the finish line, and He did. So I shared that story with y'all to say that, when it comes to my health, nothing is more important than that. Not no cigarettes, nothing. So that's why I said that we're gonna deal with so many different aspects of things, and when you talk about your immune health and having a healthy immune system, did you all know that as we get older, our immune system weakens? Yeah, it does. Our immune system weakens. Our bones get more brittle. Our metabolism slows. That's the natural evolution of life, right? So we have to adjust with it. Okay? For men, let me speak to y'all real quick. I touched on it, earlier about my grandfather dying of prostate cancer. Prostate health for men is extremely important. Okay? Yeah, they got prostate supplements out there. I've been taking one for years. Okay, and that's good, but you want to make sure that you're getting the readings. The readings of what it's supposed to be. Go get, and you can only get that by getting your blood done, getting your blood work. And every I don't know, maybe a couple years or so, definitely get your prostate checked, right? And if your doctor is on top of his game, he's gonna let you know. Listen, man, especially if you reaching the big 50, you in your 40s, hey, you better be up on top of that. See, because a lot of men, the first thing they do, they have a low erectile dysfunction issue. They want to run to the blue pill, right? Well, let me tell you something. That's a Band-Aid, brothers. Okay, that little blue pill. I know you want to, as a man, you want to, it's time, when you handle your business. I get that. Trust me, I'm with you, right? But nah, that's a Band-Aid, because what's going to happen after you keep using that blue pill for a while, right? And then it loses its effectiveness. Then what you gonna do? I actually know a brother, man, that got so bad, man, to where nothing helps him. I mean, this brother is totally dead in the water, if you know what I'm saying. And I was like, man, you waited too long. And my point is, that find out what's called, find out why you're having an erectile dysfunction. Get to the bottom of it. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. you know and I believe it to be true just based on all the men in my family, my brothers, and for whatever reason, man, black men just do not like to go to the doctor. They got to be damn near dragging dead to go to the doctor. We got to do better. We got to listen, if you're not gonna do the things you need to do to naturally take care of yourself, then you need to at least be seen by a doctor. Okay, because it could be something, if you're having an erectile dysfunction issue, my brother, it could be something as small as your testosterone level being low. Okay, because did you all know that men, as we get older, we actually, guess what else we lose? We lose testosterone. Right, and testosterone is what makes everything work and work well. Well, guess what? If you're losing that as you get older, that it's going to get weaker, and it's not going to work as well, right? So you have to know that it could be something as small as that. I mean, it could be a high blood pressure. It could be prostate infection. It could be an enlarged prostate. It could be arterial blood pressure issue, and that deals with the heart. It could be something to do with your oxygen flow. I mean, it could be so many things, but you have to go beneath the surface and find out what it is. Don't just try to put a Band-Aid, a temporary fix to a potentially lifelong problem. Because you wait too long and it gets too bad, then no one will be able to do anything for you, and that's on you. All right. So my point is on that is that we have to take a proactive approach to not just our physical and mental health, but our sexual health too. I mean, to all you brothers is to married and whatnot. I mean, of course you want to be able to handle your business as a man, and as you get older, the fact is there's a lot of factors that goes into you being able to handle your business or not, right? And it can be, and there's supplements out there on the market, natural supplements that can help you build natural testosterone. Right? Now I don't want to call no names because I don't want to like I'm endorsing somebody, but trust me, you could do a Google search and there's supplements out there that can help you increase your natural testosterone level, get you strong and get you right, on that. All right. So, that's it on that. Now, what I want to address next is the importance of heart health. Right? Now, there are several supplements out there. One that comes to mind is fish oil, right? That's extremely important to having and maintaining a strong, healthy heart. Vitamin E, right? Vitamin E is also essential to good heart health. Magnesium, okay? Magnesium is also extremely important to maintaining and having good heart health. So, and one of the reasons why well, obviously because I shared with you that I lost a friend to congestive heart failure, right? And I'm going to, in the next step, I'm going to deal with the thing most associated with heart health, and that's being overweight or obesity, right? But here's the thing. And again, because you have Google, you can there's those supplements I named for maintaining good heart health at the top off top for me. But you can always do a little Google research and find out what's some good natural supplements for maintaining a strong and healthy heart, right? I mean, stuff you get right at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta ain't no doctor going to tell you that. No doctor's going to rarely, if ever, give you any alternative solution to having a better heart or a stronger immune system, because that's now you dealing in their realm. Now you're messing with their money and the pharmaceuticals, so they're not going to tell you that. So that's why I'm doing this video, and I'm letting you all know that there are natural things at your disposal. You can go right on the internet, go right to Walmart, sitting right there, and you'll be surprised. The benefits you can get from it. So that's why I'm saying that. But in order to segue into the overweight and obesity thing. What's true, and I don't know if many of you have thought this when you see those BMI charts, you be like, man, get out of here. That does not apply to black people. Like stop it. Like knock it off. Or the body fat what the body fat should be based on, your height and your weight and your age and all that. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. That BMI index, the general one, that is not for us. Okay, it's not. What's true is, and this is not cliche, and this is not a myth. What's true is, African Americans, our bone structure is denser than just about every other race. Well, what does that mean? It means a couple of things, actually. It's good and kind of bad, right? Having higher bone density means we're not going to be able to float as well. I mean, sure, black people can swim and we can float, but because our bone density is so high, we're not going to be able to float as well. Well, flip side to that is because of our bone density is higher, then our bones won't be as brittle or break as other races too. So there's a good to that, right? So, I just feel, and I know in my heart of hearts that black people we're wired differently. Okay, I mean, just the way we're built differently. We just are, right? But here's the thing, and I'm going to go ahead and segue right into this whole this whole obesity thing. Every single thing, doctors want to apply, being overweight to some type of some disease or some condition, whatever the case may be. Listen, weight is not the end all be all for everything. All right, every slim person is not healthy, and every so-called overweight person is not unhealthy. That's the truth. Now, does that take away from the fact that, we still need to eat better and be mindful of what we put in our bodies? No, but the reality is, it's like this narrative that, they want to attribute everything to weight. I saw this one female, I knew this one female, man, she was a good friend of mine, back in the day, we dated, whatever the case may be, and we lost touch. I really liked her, so I ran into her again, whatever the case may be. I was like, whoa. What's up with you though? Like, she look, I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be, mean, nothing like that, but she looked like Skeletor. I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, what happened? Why you lose so much weight? The doctor done told her about she needed to lose weight because of her knees. Man, she lost so much weight, she was almost unrecognizable. And guess what, y'all? Her knees was still mucked up. I was like, see, I'm just saying, that's the point I was making. Like, everything is not associated to weight. Okay, because what's real is, as you get older, it is tough to lose weight. It is. I mean, when you get in that 40 and up stage, what's real is your metabolism slows almost to a crawl. Okay, and that's real. It is difficult. It is extremely frustrating, right? So, and again, that's not an excuse. It's the hardcore truth. It's the hardcore reality. It's like, to the point where, why do you think they have all these alternative, like, surgeries and bariatric surgery and gastric bypass and all these different stuff? I mean, because for some people, right, it's going to get to a point where your weight is going to plateau to where your body is not going to respond to traditional diet and exercise. That is just a harsh reality. So then you have a decision to make. What are you willing to do? Right? Because that's what we're faced with. But I want to do away with this narrative that every person that's so-called overweight is because of food. That's not true. There are a lot of things hereditary. There are hereditary reasons why people are overweight. Hereditary, right? There are certain conditions people deal with where they gain weight and they can't help it. Thyroid issues. I mean, the list goes on and on. I just find it, kind of, I don't even know what to call it, but like, if you see a person that's, this overweight or obese or whatever, and I hate using, those kind of terms, but, they want to attribute, they got to stop, going to the table or whatever like that. It's like, nah, you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know why they're overweight, whatever. You don't know what they're dealing with. Right. And as you get older, whatever they're dealing with is not getting easier. That's why I'm doing this video, to help us all moving forward as far as getting older, to get our bodies to a point where we can maximize ourselves to start, getting ourselves to a healthy weight or a more manageable weight, right? That's conducive to having, good strong heart health, and things of that nature, right? Because I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and say that, if you got bad knees, or, if you have arthritis, which is a crippling disease, another crippling disease, osteoarthritis, not osteoporosis. Osteoarthritis is it feels like, I mean, that's crippling too. So I'm not going to say that, losing weight wouldn't help you with that, especially if you have it in your knees and your feet, your ankles, whatever the case may be. Of course, it would be helpful, right? But it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, and I hate for people to judge people, because they see that they might be a little overweight or whatever the case may be. You don't know what they've been trying to do to get their weight under control. And I know for a fact, man, it's not easy. And again, I'm not saying that to give anyone an excuse or to coddle you and with bad behavior or not bad behavior, but or with bad habits. That's the word I'm looking, the term I was looking for, bad habits, whatever the case may be. But I understand, right? I understand that, we there's certain health conditions or people gain weight, or certain health and hereditary reasons why they can't lose it. Right. And what's true as well is that it's for women, it's even harder, especially as they get older. I look at these young women today. I'll be saying to myself, you better enjoy it now. You better, do what you're supposed to do, because trust me, it's not going to stay like that. Because let me tell you something. If I could talk to my 20-year-old self, when I did that shock my system thing with the whole protein thing, man, I would have been like, listen, man, you can do that one time. For those who know what I mean, basically, if you've never done it, you can take protein and shock your system into basically losing weight, and pretty quickly too. What I did was I was drinking 5 protein shakes a day, right? And I was eating one balanced meal, eating fruit, basically fruits and nuts. That was what it consisted of. In 30 days, I must have lost like 50 pounds easy. Just doing that, because I was shocking my system. But let me tell you something. If you do that, you can only do it one time. I'll tell you right now. So for those of you who are thinking about or have been trying to lose weight, they call that's one of the oldest tricks in the books to lose it with that protein. It's called shocking your system. You could do it one time. Once you do it, you better maintain. I'll tell you right now, you better maintain it once you lose it, because you're going to be able to do that one time. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into let's see the next segment. I dealt with the calcium, glucosamine. Yeah, there's certain supplements that help us with our immune health and things of that nature. We're going to go ahead and get into that next. Okay, so our immune system is our body's natural way to fight off disease, right? Virus, infection, things of that nature. Here's a list of supplements that can definitely assist with us increasing our immune health. And again, you could always Google, hey, what are some natural supplements or herbs or vitamins that can help boost my immune? You could always do that, right? Nothing wrong with doing a little research on your own. But it says vitamin D, get your levels up. Vitamin D is extremely important, right? You can, vitamin C. We all know how important vitamin C is, especially as it comes to fighting the common cold. Vitamin C, it works well, right? Vitamin C is shown to have very good benefits in the outcome of an illness. Zinc. Zinc is one of the most powerful natural resources of vitamins or supplements we have on the planet. Okay, it is. And there are different types of zinc. All right, now it says zinc stops viral replication multiple ways. So it prevents the virus from hijacking your DNA, prevents the virus from replicating. It also prevents the virus from entering the cell. So zinc is very important, right? Now, check this out. Quercetin, which is what's called a natural bioflavonoid, quercetin opens up the cells in your body so that the zinc can get inside your cells where it works. So think of quercetin as the key, and think of zinc as the repairman that is allowed into the house, so to speak. So, not just any kind of zinc, right? But you want the best kind of zinc where your body, your blood is going to absorb. So you want the zinc picolinate, Picolonate. All right, your bloodstream absorbs that zinc better and quicker into your bloodstream, not just regular zinc, but the zinc picolinate. All right, remember that. Google that as well, because that's better absorbed by your body, and that with a quercetin, man, you'd be cooking with gas. All right, and what y'all looking at, brothers and sisters, is something that you can walk into Walmart, go right to the mayonnaise and pickle aisle and purchase, right? Apple cider vinegar. And you know what it's good for naturally? High blood pressure. Yeah, and you don't need a prescription. Yeah, no doctor will tell you that though. Oh no, they want you to get your prescription of lisinopril and spironolactone and you know all those different types of high blood pressure medicines that, like I said, keeps you coming back, right? Because there's different types of headaches, and I tell you, a high blood pressure headache is probably the worst of all. I mean, because you wake up with them, right? And you don't know when you're going to wake up with them. That's the thing. It kind of, it sneaks up on you because you wake up with it and you have no idea. But I would say before I continue on is that what you might want to do is purchase you one of those electronic blood pressure readers from Walmart. You know, they're pretty inexpensive, but they're good to have on hand, right? You'll be surprised how many times, especially the younger brothers and sisters who don't think nothing about it, with these headaches, you keep getting. There's a reason why you're getting the headaches, all right? Headaches are not just for no, you don't get a headache for no reason, right? But the next time you get one, hey, check your blood pressure, right? Now, the VA tells us that a perfect blood pressure is 130/80, right? That's the litmus for a pretty good blood pressure. So that's what I go by to this day, 130/80. Of course, anything below that, below those two numbers, obviously it's even better. But invest in you a little electronic blood pressure reader, right? And this right here, apple cider vinegar, and if your blood pressure is 130, especially if that bottom number is over 80, like if it's in the hundreds, yes, your blood pressure is extremely high. And you got to be careful because they call high blood pressure the silent killer for African Americans for a reason, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know they're literally killing themselves. They're dying from high blood pressure, and before they know it, it's too late. They stroke out, or down here in the South, I'm not going to say that term, but if your blood pressure gets too high, you can stroke out. You can get a stroke, you can get a heart attack. I mean, the blood pressure is vital, right, to our just daily living. Having a regulated blood pressure. You take 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. This is the one I use, this White House organic. I buy that right from Walmart. Take 1 or 2 tablespoons and about 5 ounces of cold water, right? Cold water, because the cold will offset the vinegar, so it won't burn your throat. Okay, and you drink that, and I promise you, you take your blood pressure before that, and then do what I just told you, and then about an hour later, you'll see for yourself that will help keep your blood pressure regulated. And then on top of that, stop consuming so much food is high in sodium. Okay, that's the thing that's killing us. I mentioned that in in the last lesson with our dietary laws, right? Like I love chicken wings, right? Love it, But my thing is, as much as I love honey barbecue and honey mustard and all that, I mostly only eat lemon pepper, right? Because lemon pepper, you get that taste of it. It tastes like it almost tastes like there's some seasoning, some salt, but lemon pepper is really good. But guess what? You can eat that and not get a headache or not worry about your blood pressure being raised because there's no sodium in that, right? So I enjoy my lemon pepper wing. That's what I eat mostly as far as my wings. It's lemon pepper because I know it doesn't affect me. And I mean, let me tell you something. I love me some lemon pepper wings. I mean, I kind of prefer the flats, but I eat the little drumsticks too, the little drumheads. And I eat them both. Extra crispy. Shit, man, look here. So that's a nice little alternative for if you like little chicken. Yeah, you can eat the wings, but let's switch over to lemon pepper. There's no sodium in that at all, and it's good. It's really, really good. And I guess that lemon gives it that kind of kind of salty, almost kind of taste almost, but it's just really good. So yeah, that you can get that right out of Walmart, and that'll help regulate your blood pressure. And on top of that, my brothers and sisters, if you're on any type of medication, and this is very important, research the medication, Google it, see what the side effects are, because a lot of these medications that they prescribe for us, the side effects are are greater than what the symptoms they're giving it to us for. Now, it's not a guarantee that everyone's going to experience all of those symptoms, but research it, right? Case in point, I was taking at one point I was taking some lisinopril for my high blood pressure, right? And I wasn't even taking it every day. I guess I was taking it enough though, right? Because I was, my thing is the reason why. If you overdo it with the sodium, your body will tell you, right? And if you overdo it, then you're gonna need something a little stronger than the cider vinegar to help bring it down. Now, the cider vinegar will help keep it regulated once you got it down, but it's not it's not all that for if you let it get way up there and then you think you're gonna take that and then bring it down the way it's supposed. No, so that's why I was in that situation where I would take the lisinopril because I kind of overdid it with the sodium or whatever, and so I ended up having to kind of take one like every couple of days. But anyway, long story short, I woke up one morning and on my arm it felt like something bit me, like I had some kind of I'm like, what the hell, I didn't know what was going on, I had all these whelps on my right arm. Well, anyway, come to find out, and I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't been nowhere. I've been pretty much, to myself, whatever the case may be. I live alone, so what's this? So anyway, I come to find out, me being me, I researched it, and one of the side effects of the lisinopril is it messes with your skin. It can give you a skin rash. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, man? Like, seriously? So, and I share that to say that, just do, if you guys are on any kind of medication, because the doctor won't tell you, right? What the VA will give you a sheet of all the so-called, side effects of the medicine, stuff like that. But how many people read those sheets, right? Well, I do now, obviously, but a lot of people, they don't read those sheets. They going to take the medicine because why? Because the doctor said to take it. And it's going to make you feel better. It's going to clear you up, whatever the case may be. And that's just it. We sheep led like that. And so we just get the medicine the doctor said and we take it. Well, guess what? I did that many years ago. This doctor put me on a diuretic, didn't tell me that this diuretic robs your body of potassium, another serious ingredient for your heart health. I'm taking the doggone, the diuretic every day, and one day my breathing is messed up, my respiratory. I'm like, man, what's going on? Whatever the case may be. Long story short, I go to the emergency room. They tell me I have no potassium in my body. The doctor told me I could have literally dropped dead. Okay, because that diuretic they put me on robbed my body of all this potassium. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. Potassium is extremely important to you, not just your everyday health, but your heart health. Okay, extremely important. Right? How many of you have heard that about potassium? Right? Well, I found out the hard way. And of course, they had to admit me because they couldn't let me go because they had to get my potassium levels back up to to suitable levels. So they started giving me that nasty potassium right there in the emergency room, telling me to drink this. Then they put me in the hospital and put me up to the potassium IV. I'm like, man, ain't this some stuff? I'm sitting there taking something that's supposed to help me, get a little bit excess water and regulate my blood pressure, and it's taking stuff out of me. Like, oh, like, man, this is crazy. So anyway, I shared that to say that. And many of you probably don't even think about it, but whatever medication you're on, read the side effects. Read the side effects. And then on top of that, whatever you're on, especially if it's high blood pressure, there's definitely a natural way to regulate your blood pressure. You can regulate your blood pressure with garlic too. Garlic is a good blood pressure regulator, right? But you have to be careful with that because garlic is really acidic. But it's also called Russian penicillin for a reason. Right? I mean, literally, you can take garlic to cure infections, to cure certain things on you. That's why they call it Russian, because the Russians are known for that, right? And right out the produce section, get you some raw garlic. There's a thing, something in there called, I think it's called anicillin or something. I forget the exact name, but it's in that garlic, and that garlic has it has healing and healing properties, and it can heal infections and certain things, and in your body. And plus, it's good for helping regulate your blood pressure. Another thing that's good to have is some colloidal silver. That's good. Have that on hand. But more importantly, and to keep your blood pressure regulated is more so your diet. right? That apple cider vinegar can help you keep it regulated naturally, but the key is to not let it even go up and get crazy to where you have to take some medication to help you get it down. See, because if you get too too high or whatever, and then if it gets too high, you start getting a headache, or you start feeling dizzy, or just feeling just ill health, right? So I wanted to talk about that, before we get into the last segment about this, about the importance of having your blood totally oxygenated. That can literally make you immune to virtually everything. When your blood and your body is highly oxygenated, it's like you're walking around like a superman or woman when your body and your blood is highly oxygenated. But see, doctors only wait until you get to a point where you need the supplemental oxygen to give it to you, instead of telling you that you can use oxygen preemptively to maximize your body, to ward it off against whatever. It kills viruses, it kills parasites. We're going to get into that next. Let's get it. Yes, our body needs oxygen tremendously. Not just oxygen, I'm talking about just to breathe. No, we're talking about that gets into our bloodstream oxygen, like 97, 98% oxygen level. Like that prime, renders your body like almost totally immune to stuff type oxygen. Okay, unfortunately, doctors only prescribe oxygen once your body is broken down medically to where your body's deprived of it, and so now you need it supplementally to get you back to where you should have been in the first place, if the doctor would have told you how important oxygen was in the first doggone place. You see what I'm saying, my people? But we don't get preemptive stuff like that from doctors. They're not going to tell us about hyperbaric oxygen treatment, or HBOT for short. Right? I'm going to give you my little testimony in a minute, because I just had a couple myself. I read about it and I heard about it. First, I heard about it way back in the day from Michael Jackson, but they made it seem like he was crazy. Calling him Wacko Jacko for sleeping in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. And of course, back then, we're not knowing about no hyperbaric oxygen chamber. It sounds like some weird stuff. So we just went along with the narrative they was trying to paint of Michael Jackson about him being crazy for sleeping in some chamber. When in actuality, man, there's nothing crazy about him. He probably should have stayed sleeping in that chamber, and his body probably would have been breaking down the way it was later on in his life, that we had to get on some medicine because of all the pain he was in. Right, so and then fast forward, I never heard about hyperbaric oxygen treatment again until LeBron James. Now, come on now, this brother is, 36. He's still relatively young, but been in an NBA for 18 years, still jumping like he did when he was 18, 19. Come on now, he's the second person that swears by the hyperbaric oxygen treatment. But of course, he has the money. He literally owns a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. But that's why I believe that's why that brother is just so doing the things he does now, because his body is highly oxygenated. His energy, the energy you get from your blood being oxygenated is just can't even, it's through the roof. Had a brother like me, I was shadow boxing. I'm like, man, what? I was feeling good. I'm like, man, this feels pretty good. So, without getting, let's get back to the importance though of having adequate oxygen level, in our bodies. What does it do? What are the benefits of that, right? The benefits of oxygen can be felt by anyone, not just those suffering from a medical condition, right, and requiring supplemental oxygen. We can all find easy ways to increase our oxygen levels naturally through breathing exercises, general exercise, getting more fresh air, and eating a balanced diet, and all that helps increase oxygenation in your blood. But let's be real, with the pollution that we have to deal with and the stuff that we breathe in, that's not enough. It's not nearly enough. Okay, like, yeah, in theory it's true that stuff should naturally increase our oxygenation in our blood, but it's like we're fighting against each other, because look at the pollution we're dealing with. Look at the environment, what we're dealing with, right? So we're going to need a little bit more than that. This is the general benefits that oxygen brings to our body includes: it creates energy, and I can attest to that firsthand. Helps you digest food better. It eliminates toxins from the body. It fuels the body muscles. It metabolizes fat and carbohydrates. How about that? Increase clarity. Transport gases across cell membranes. It strengthens our immune system. It manufactures hormones and proteins. It removes viruses, parasites, and harmful bacteria. Keeps the heart pumping and healthy. It incites the lungs to breathe. Yes. Let me tell you something. My people, when our body and our bloodstream is fully oxygenated, it's like nothing can get in. It renders your body having a force field. Nothing can get in you. Nothing can permeate. A parasite or a virus cannot survive in a highly oxygenated environment. The oxygen kills it. Have y'all ever heard what I just said from a doctor? Probably not. And you probably won't. As a matter of fact, if you tell your doctor what I just told you for absolutely free, he'll try to dissuade you from it. Oh, I don't know about that now. Da, da, da. I guarantee you, man, that's what they do. You know, but the reality is oxygen is the natural key to us maximizing our body from harmful foreign agents trying to permeate the inside of it, especially those little nasty little man-made funky little viruses they made up, right? I ain't even gonna lie, man. I be walking around now, I feel like Superman. Like, what? I'm just trying to say, oxygen is where it's at. If you can't afford $3,000 or $4,000 for an oxygen chamber, like LeBron James or even Michael Jackson, there's places in your city where you can actually get treatments. And I know for a fact because I got a couple already, and I'm telling you, I feel just rejuvenated. You know, my skin is better. I mean, I just feel a noticeable difference in my overall health and how I feel, right? So there's a place here locally in Charleston that they recommend a 10-pack treatment or whatever, and it was only like $500 and something, and with my military discount, I only paid like $400 and something. Let me tell you something, it was worth every dollar, you know. So I'm not even close to finishing it yet. I've only had like 2 or 3, but I'm telling you, that's a whole nother level. So you guys do a search locally for where you're at to find a place that can give you do the hyperbaric oxygen treatment for you, and I guarantee you it'll be the best investment you've ever made in yourself and in your body and in your health. I promise you. So it allows the nerve system and all other body tissues to function normally. Increasing oxygenation levels and being fit and healthy has shown to be important for your health, as optimum oxygen levels can improve wound healing, vision, mental clarity, intelligence, boost your immune system, help fight cancer cells, reduce stress levels, improve your heart and respiration, and help you to lose weight on so many levels. Because guess what? When you can breathe better and longer and stronger, you can work out longer. Right? It's like it gives you such a boost, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, I was doing 30 minutes on the elliptical, which really that's all you need. But now I'm like, man, I'm going to double that to an hour. So because I can do it longer on the elliptical, I'm putting a little more in my diet so I can burn a little bit more fat. Right? You know, I'm going to burn the calories, but I want to burn that fat though. That's the key. You know, so going from 30 minutes to an hour, that's pretty huge. But oxygen will do that for you when your bloodstream is fully oxygenated. It prolongs your life by reducing your heart strain. It decreases shortness of breath. My people, I shared with y'all that, I had bronchial asthma. Every once in a while it would flare up. I'd have to do the little puff thing with the Glutarol or whatever. Man, since I've been on that hyperbaric oxygen treatment, I haven't had any of Glutarol whatsoever. I have not. And that's just the truth, It results in fewer days of hospitalization. It makes exercise more tolerable, and I can definitely attest to that. It improves sleeping. It improves your overall quality of life, right? It says with increased oxygen levels, the red blood cells can become fully saturated to provide their maximum potential of oxygen to our cells. Waste gases and toxins are removed more efficiently, and cells can perform optimally. Many viruses and bacteria are anaerobic and cannot survive in oxygenated conditions. And I just said that, oh my God, I'm telling you, that's what's up. Oxygen can help build persistence to infections, as it not only boosts the immune system but prevents anaerobic organisms from thriving. That means it can't hijack our DNA and attach itself to our cells and make us all messed up. You start introducing oxygen to your bloodstream. I'm telling you, viruses are haul ass. I promise you, bacteria, parasites. They're like, oh no, this he or she know about oxygen. Oh man, we gotta get out of here. Like, nah, they're not trying to hear that. They don't want. They ain't got no wins for oxygen. I'm telling you. It said oxygen also helps to neutralize acids, such as lactate acid, which builds up from high working muscles. It improves wound healing by generating capillaries to grow into the wound to provide blood flow and oxygen to the injured cells to boost regeneration. It generally boosts all chemical pathways in our body, and we can burn more fat. Boom and boom. We feel better. Our body is healthier, and we think more clearly because of increased oxygenation. Recent research has also discovered other benefits. It removes free radicals. It reduces tissue swelling. It increases energy metabolism in the brain. It can create sustained cognitive improvement. It wakes up idling brain cells that are metabolizing enough to stay alive but are not actively firing. It deactivates toxins and poisons, e.g. side effects from some chemotherapy, spider bites, air pollution, etc. It enhances wound healing, stimulates new capillaries into wounds, acts as anti-inflammatory. Oxygen is required for nearly every mechanism within our body, and by ensuring your body has optimal levels of oxygen will improve your general medical health and well-being. There you go, my people. There you go. I honestly, truly believe that this is why LeBron James, after 18, 19 years, is still doing what he did when he was 18, 19, and that's never been done by anyone that's been in the NBA for that long. I truly believe that however he got put up on it, he got put up on that oxygen and oxygen therapy, and that's why he be jumping like that and still jumping out the gym and just running like a young man 36 isn't old, but 36 isn't 26 either. So there you go, my people. That's it. Like I said, I know I put a lot in there, but it's a lot of helpful stuff in there. You guys, hope you wrote it down. You can go back to it. But that's important to me. That's my passion, and I want you guys to maximize, your potential, maximize your immune, get your bloodstream and your body's, fully oxygenated, right? Research some HBOT treatments. Trust me, it's worth it. Your life, prolonging your life is the best investment you'll ever make. And I can honestly say that I've had a few HBOT or hyperbaric oxygen treatments, and I promise you the effects is just, man, I can't even praise it enough. I really can't. The energy level is greater than it's been in a long time. I feel just overall healthier. I just feel better. I feel rejuvenated. I can just go on and on. So I definitely highly recommend that. And if any one of y'all check it out, let me know, how it's doing for you or how it did for you, and definitely look into those supplements to help boost your immune. All right. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson. Like I said, a lot of stuff in here, but hopefully you guys got something from it that'll help you. That's at the end of the day, that's all I want to do is help. Love you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson saying Ahai Ba Yashem, Yeshua HaMashiach, Baruch Atah Adonai, Shalom, Elect.